So, your Orox is looking a bit dirty. Whether you're climbing through mountain trails or zipping through city streets, your Orox is bound to catch some dirt and grime. Hey everyone, this is Kevin with Tern Bicycles, and in this video I'll be showing you how you can give your Orox some much needed TLC to make it look nice and clean and prevent premature wear. First, let's go through all the things you'll need to clean your Orox. You'll need a sponge and a brush to help you get all that grime off your bike. A few rags to cover parts that are more sensitive to water. A bucket with some soapy water. Some dish soap works great for cleaning your bike. A hose to help you wash everything off. We don't recommend using any sort of pressure washer or air guns for cleaning or drying your bike. Although these parts are water resistant, washing and drying with high pressure could force water into the seals or bearings that can damage your bike's electrical and moving components. A towel to wipe your bike down. Ideally, this is an old rag that you don't mind getting dirty. Some type of degreaser or chain cleaner, and some chain lube. Before getting down and dirty, or down and clean, there are a few things you should do to make sure everything goes smoothly. First, you'll want to make sure that your Orox is turned off and any batteries are removed. If you have two batteries, don't forget to check both ports. You should use a rag to cover any mounted electrical components, such as the display, the LED remote, and battery ports. Just use a rubber band to keep it secure and you're good to go. Never have your bike plugged in while cleaning. The Orox has a frame pack that is made of a water-resistant material. Although it may not completely stop water from getting in, it'll prevent any direct water impact to the electrical cord, so we recommend keeping this closed. Accessories should come off too, as they could get in the way. Now fill up your bucket with some water and dish soap. Use just enough so that your water gets foamy, but you don't have to go overboard with it. And now you're ready to start cleaning. Step 1. Hose down your bike with some water. This will help soften any mud that is caked up or dried on your bike. Since the dirt and grime will drip downwards, always start from the top and work your way down. Don't forget the parts that are harder to reach too. Those can sometimes be the dirtiest. Once you've given everything a quick rinse, you can move on to step 2, using soapy water to really get into the bike and remove any stubborn specks. Dunk your sponge or brush into your bucket of soapy water, throw in some elbow grease, and get to scrubbing your bike. You can really go at it with a brush on your tires, as they will surely be gunked up with a bunch of mud. You'll see all that dirt drip off your frame and wheels. It's really quite satisfying. You can also use the sponge to clean your frame pack. Just don't use a brush that's too rough. Be careful when cleaning your brake rotors. Your brakes use friction to stop your bike, so if anything slick gets into them, you could end up having to replace parts. If you're on the R14, cleaning your gates belt drive is easy peasy. There's no grease, so you can simply scrub the teeth of the belt with a brush and make sure it's visually clean. For more details, you can check out this article we've made that goes into detail about how to clean your belt drive. The link is in the description below. But if you're cleaning the S12 like I am, you'll want to save the drivetrain area for last. Avoid using the same brush for the chain and cassette areas, since these parts will have oil on them. If you scrub this first, then move on to other parts of the bike, that grease could end up getting everywhere. Once you've given your entire bike a nice soapy scrub, rinse everything off with clean water. Don't leave any soap behind. You might think that the job is done after rinsing everything off, and that's where you're wrong. You have to dry your bike after cleaning it, which brings us to step 3. Although your Orox is designed to drain water out by itself, you should still physically wipe it down. Make sure to get into all the nooks and crannies around your Orox. Areas like the battery ports require extra attention, as you don't want any water building up there. You may be tempted to use compressed air to blow the water out, but again, high pressures could lead to water being forced into the seals and bearings, so it's not recommended. You can give your Orox a quick bounce to shake out any water that may have been missed, and wipe it off. Dry your drivetrain with a towel or rag that you don't mind getting dirty. Even though it looks spotless, there's bound to be some leftover grease, which will get all over your towel. You should use a chain degreaser to get all the stuff out of your drivetrain too. Make sure not to spray it directly into your chain area, because it could end up getting onto your brake rotors, which again is a major no-no. Spray it onto a rag before working it into your drivetrain. Check out all that grease. Finally, you have to put the lubricant back onto your drivetrain so that your Orox can shift gears smoothly. This only applies to the S12 model, as the R14 has a belt drive, which doesn't require lube. Make sure that you're using the correct type of lubricant for your riding conditions. If you often ride in dry conditions, then you should use dry lube. But if you find yourself riding in wet conditions more, then wet lube is for you. Using the wrong kind of lubricant could cause premature wear to your drivetrain, so try not to get this wrong. Before applying lubricant onto the chain, make sure that the area is completely dry. Otherwise, you could end up locking moisture, which catches dirt and dust, resulting in premature wear. Apply lubricant to the inside part of the chain and not the outside, as that's the side that comes into contact with the cassette and any moving parts. You can spin the crank forwards while the bike is on the kickstand to easily get the lube onto every single chain link. If you're using wet lube, it's a good idea to leave the freshly applied lube on the chain for at least an hour. This will allow the solution to get in and around all the links, which will make your drivetrain feel nice and smooth. Just make sure to wipe off any excess lubricant when you're done, as excess lube is prone to collecting dirt. And just like that, your Orox is clean and ready to go. Ideally, you'll want to clean your Orox after every off-road adventure or after riding out in the rain. Just make sure to follow these steps in the video and you'll be golden. We hope this video has been helpful, and we'll see you on the next one.